Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm going to show you tonight is a mix mash, a bunch of the highlights of this committee hearing that we heard in the judiciary, because the Republicans who were puzzling the ATF director with their actual questions around constitutionality seem to go after the exact same thing. And this is the low-hanging fruit that we're about to walk into. What is the clear line of what makes you a gun dealer or does not? If you can't answer it, you're unconstitutional, because this vague sliding scale, as Matt Gaetz is about to tell you, is not okay. Everything's going to be linked in the description box below. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. And of course, this content is brought to you by the giveaway for the truck from Vanish Holsters. I'm going to say a quick word, and then we are going to hit it. Today, I want to tell you about the biggest giveaway I've ever had on my channel. This is from Vanish Holsters. They are giving one of you this $80,000 custom Rocky Ridge Silverado for free to one lucky American who buys one of their gun magnets or t-shirts through June 3rd. And all you have to do to get a shot at that truck is get one of these bad boys, the storage magnet from Vanish Holsters. You are talking about rare earth magnets that will hold up to 45 pounds across any terrain once it's mounted in your vehicle. It can not only hold the gun itself, also has room for one magazine, and on top of that, it will not scratch at all your firearm. Now, to get entries for this truck, make sure you check this out at the link in the description box below. Vanish is looking to hook you up. This is something where you get a massive discount just for clicking right down there, and you get the entries as well. Thank you so much to them. And all right, beautiful people, listen. The hard work that we do, you and I, every single day, the activism, the moving forward for our gun rights, it all pays attention to these individual little instances that pay off in dividends, okay? What I'm about to show you is a bunch of different clips from a bunch of different reps in the Judiciary Committee against the ATF Director, Steve Dettlebach. Now, I want you to pay attention to what they specifically hit on, because this is the weak point of this entire engaged in business rule. This is how you destroy it. Asking these questions in the congressional record with multiple different representatives, and then we covered and spread it. Check this out. I'm going to do it one by one. The first one up is Matt Gaetz. He asked a very interesting question. Check this out.
You've in fact exceeded your authority, because Congress would have never allowed some sort of sliding scale where 16 pages of single-spaced whatever determines whether or not you're a firearm dealer, not how many guns you sell.
That's so pivotal to the conversation that we're having to beat this rule, to beat the gun control approach in this area. They are consistently going after the idea that there's this vague, in the business of dealing firearms, if you predominantly make a profit, XYZ happens and the sun is shining and there's a goat and then you're a dealer. There is no defined characteristic of what makes you a dealer or not. That's the problem. So there's no way that Congress would approve of a sliding scale of if you're a dealer or not, because you know why? That means that someone who sells 5 guns but made more profit is going to be a dealer, but someone who sells 15 guns over X amount of time but didn't make a profit isn't a dealer. It's contradictory to the entire point of the rule. It doesn't make sense on any level at all, which is probably why the courts are looking at this and enjoining this rule. This is the underlying stuff that you need to understand and spread out and be versed in, because this is what's happening on the cutting edge in Congress, which will then filter down to other parts of our political system, i.e. when we win. All right, that's the first one. The next one is probably the best performance in the entire thing, something that Representative Spartz said around what makes you a dealer and what doesn't, referring to her constituency. Check this out.
Understand your definition.
It's implementation. It's implementing Congress's law.
Okay, how are you going to implement? I want to understand. I am a gun owner, and I'm going to decide occasionally, say, guys, occasionally I can do maybe 100 times, maybe 5 times. You know what? I am not engaged predominantly a profit. You know, that I don't even have time to do a profit. So at which point, as a regular American citizen, so I understand that you are not going to show up, cut off my electricity, show up to my house, and try to storm the house with a bunch of people that you don't even realize what's going on. So I can be in a situation like a lot of other Americans that not even realize that now you're redefining who the dealer is. So I want to get understanding. Summarize me understanding how I can explain to my constituent what it means now and how I am predominantly earn a profit in this. What is really definition of that?
He doesn't have an answer. And the reason that he doesn't have an answer is because it's purposely written to be interpreted in a vague manner in order to have a little bit of wiggle room to use whatever they want at whatever time. This favors the government against anybody they're investigating, anyone they're investigating, including constituents, like what she's talking about, because there is no black and white line of what is or isn't a dealer. The entire rule is what makes you a dealer, but there's no black and white line. It's literally a gray sliding scale. How does it make you a dealer if you are all of a sudden not a dealer? They make a rule and then all of a sudden it's a whole different thing. That's the point. And there's no way to point in court that you are or not a dealer. That's the entire problem. That's two. I got one more for you. Here comes Thomas Massie. Again, they were all orienting towards this point, which is a very important one. Last thing, Thomas Massie.
To be subjecting more American citizens to the treatment that Mr. Malinowski unfortunately received from our federal government, which is you want to get more warrants to serve these no-knock raids on people who have not been convicted of anything, yet may be convicted on their doorstep to death.
You want more warrants. You want more vague interpretation availability to affect your outcome. That's exactly what's happening. Now, if you look at what Matt Gaetz said, sliding scale that Congress didn't approve, you overstepped your authority. You look at what Victoria Spartz just said, how she's going down the road of how do the constituents and the everyday Americans even know what makes them or does not make them a dealer, and they're going to get raided and shot in their home like Brian Malinowski, the airport executive. And then the last one, Thomas Massie, what makes them engaged in the business of dealing where they're innocent until proven guilty, and then they are killed on their front porch? That's the point. You want more warrants to affect what you want. And the big catalyst to this entire thing was political pressure by an executive branch utilizing the executive branch apparatus of the DOJ, which the ATF falls under. That's the whole point. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.